lot of people thought dolls are the creepiest thing in the world. At first, I didn't think dolls are scary, but the more I look at them, the creepier they get. The reason why people are scared of dolls is because of the uncanny valley theory. Dolls have great resemblance to humans, but they are unable to communicate and express emotions. Therefore, our brain generates fears due to the uncomfortable feeling we have when we look at them. There were also a lot of tales where dolls are easily possessed by spirits. Spirits do not have a physical entity. Therefore, any objects that have great resemblance to humans will greatly attract them and eventually possess it. Hello everyone, let's investigate here. Today, we will not be talking about any unsolved or mysterious cases, but this story caught my attention when I was browsing through the internet. An island located in the channels of Xochimilco, south of the center of Mexico City, is full of various kinds of dolls. You can find some hanging on the trees, sitting on the grass, and even laying in different cabins throughout the island. So who did this? And why put different dolls around the island? It was daunting when you first sailed through the island, seeing so many dolls just hanging on the trees. Let's dive right into the story of the Island of the Dolls. The island belonged to Julian Santana Barrera. He was sick of the city life and decided to move to seclusion and enjoy the nature on the island. He is the only person living on the island. Julian was quiet and often avoided any kind of human interactions. During the summer of 1951, Julian was fishing at a pond in the morning, but then he was shocked by what he saw. There was a girl floating in the pond. Julian then jumped straight into the pond and dragged her out. Unfortunately, the girl was dead already. Julian felt his heart dropped after seeing a girl lost her life at an early age, and when he was about to leave, he saw a doll floating in the pond as well. Most probably, the doll belonged to the girl. During the next few days, Julian left the island and went to the nearby cities to try to look for the girl's family, but he was unable to do so. Julian then buried the girl on the island and picked up the doll and hung it to a tree as a way of showing respect and support for the spirit of the girl. We all thought this is the end of the story, but then a series of bizarre incidents started to happen from here. One night, Julian was about to go to bed, but he heard someone was playing in the sands outside of his hut. Julian then went out to check, but he didn't find any living creatures around him, just pitch darkness. In the next few days, it did not get any better. Julian started to hear the sound during daytime, and he was so scared he even thought of leaving the island. Being alone on the island just made this situation even scarier. As the time goes on, Julian can clearly hear the noise, and it sounded like a girl whispering to him. After this, Julian completely changed. According to those close to him, it was as if Julian was driven by some unseen force that completely changed him. He started to wander around the river canals to look for more dolls that were thrown away by the people. He would pick up every single one of them and bring them back to the island, and switch on handmade dresses for them. After naming the dolls, he would then hang them up on the trees throughout the island. Julian believed when he hung up a new doll, it would be his way of paying respect to the girl's spirit. After picking up all the dolls around the river valley, he would then start going into the city to look for more dolls. Everyone thought Julian went crazy, but to him, he felt a sense of relief every time he hung up a new doll. After 36 years, a group of researchers decided to stay 1 week on the river valley to collect different samples around this ecosystem. After sailing for a bit, they passed by an island which quickly caught their attention. The island was surrounded by the mist, and it was clean and looked like a perfect location to set up their research base. It took the team a long time before getting onto the island. When they set their feet onto the island, it was already nighttime. The team was excited to be spending 1 week on this newly discovered island. They headed into the forest and looked for a spot to set up their camp. But they soon realized something was strange about this island. They would constantly hear a weird noise coming from every direction on the island. Sometimes it's loud, but sometimes it's dim. The entire team was freaked out by this, and they were trying to locate where the sounds were coming from. Just when they were about to give up and leave the island, one of the team members used a flashlight to look around for the last time, and the sight, which had haunted everyone on the team for the rest of their lives. On the trees, there were countless dolls hanging on them. Some of the dolls were missing limbs, and some were missing eyes, which made the sight even scarier. When the wind blows, the dolls would collapse on each other, which made the weird sounds they had been hearing. The news of the island quickly spread throughout the city, and soon, everyone was talking about the creepy doll island. There were over 1,000 dolls all over the island, and each of them has its unique look. Some of the dolls were destroyed and dismantled due to the fickle weather on the island, and the appearance of these dolls gave people chills. The team thought it was an abandoned island, since they could not find any useful resources. But as they walked further into the woods, they saw a wooden cabin and found an old man. And as you guessed, this man is Julian. He had been living in solitary for the past 30 years, collecting dolls and putting them throughout the island. Julian tried to avoid any unnecessary human interactions, so he would only enter the city to exchange some resources. Otherwise, he would just stay on the island alone. Julian believed that the spirit of the drowned little girl lived in the dolls that he collected, and he would often speak to the dolls. Maybe living in seclusion had turned Julian mad, but no one knew if he was actually crazy. In 2001, Julian's body was found near the shore of the river valley, and as scary as it sounds, it was the exact same location that the girl drowned many years ago. The island of the dolls became even more mysterious after Julian died, and until this day, this island was named one of the top scariest attractions for tourists to visit. A lot of visitors reported that they hear strange sounds on the island, and they can even feel that the dolls are conscious, staring at them, monitoring their every moves. It became a tradition to bring a brand new doll for anyone who was planning to visit the island. It is a way to show respect to the spirits for trespassing their sanctuary. Whenever wind blows, the dolls on the island will swing in the same direction, and it almost seems like they were waving at you to invite you onto their dolls' island.